I guess we're live now.
Yeah, okay, good. I'll
Cool.
keep my slurs as to a reasonable amount.
Slurry. Keep them
Uh,
keep them slurry.
so I asked Caleb if he would want to join us for this like last week. He was like, "Yeah, I'd definitely be interested." He'll probably say no now, but I'll at least text him.
Get his ass on. I saw a picture of him the other day. Rain sent me a
Yeah.
picture of him, and I was like, "Whoa, this guy's still alive. That's cool."
He was like, "Yeah, I'd definitely be." And I asked him if he wanted to be in this production of Much Ado. He's like, "Yeah, I'm super interested. However, I would need to make sure that it doesn't interfere with Jordan Con first."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sucker.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
corrupted them hardcore. So how do you sound on that thing?
let's see. I'm turning it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm gonna talk some
Talk
and
some.
go through that weird silence that we just went through, and then I'll tell you.
Nice. So we're trying to figure out how to make sure that Tyler doesn't sound like trash on the stream because I'm not.
I don't sound too bad. I'm a little lower than you,
I wish.
but it's not bad.
Maybe I can turn my gain up or something. I don't know.
I like also like you could if you just right click on me in Discord, you could turn me up a little bit.
What?
Yeah, right. You can.
User volume. Oh.
Yeah, dude,
Shit.
you gotta start mixing motherfuckers when you.
Oh,
Sorry, I don't know if you curse on your stream.
God damn it.
I'm just gonna ruin it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Well.
see. So now I'm gonna unmute the stream, but I'm gonna mute the tab. That way you keep the viewer. Okay, so you've got. I see you got something open there. I sent you a link that is. I'm gonna cut the Folger one here,
Cool.
and I made
Mine.
you an editor so that you can like highlight stuff for me. But I'll also just like watch over.
Yeah, I was
Um,
planning to just kind of, just line through. Um,
well,
it's a
I'm
PDF, so can't
okay.
really.
Yeah.
But so
What?
actually, what's the goal? What we know it's for stage, but
That's exactly what I was gonna do. Is I was gonna say, let me make another document, and so that I can like literally type out like what I want to accomplish with this cut, because
yeah,
I think it's important to like write stuff out like that.
yeah. Well, because I want to know like how merciless do we
So
need to be here? Is it like our what did we have
these are
70-minute cut of that other play or is this?
yeah. So it is like that.
Oh
What I
Jesus.
want to do is approach this the least pretentiously that I've ever approached cutting a Shakespeare.
Okay. So like,
Uh,
should I defame? Should I defame a company right now?
no, you can defame anyone. Although what is said on Low Hanging Shakespeare is not the express opinion of Tyler Gregory or Simple Orange, or any of his affiliated business proprieties or anything. I have not ever publicly shamed anyone or anything, even with a Google.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm
But
not. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna defame anyone. But I feel like we all, anyone that's seen Shakespeare who actually knows a damn thing at all about Shakespeare has seen that play where you just go, "Who the fuck cut this? This is
yeah,
bad." But that's
yeah,
what we're going for.
I've 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 been in plays that have made no sense. I have even cut scenes that, as I went through the rehearsal process, I said, "Why the fuck did I cut this way? It doesn't really make sense." Because I wanted to keep like this little bit, but all of the references to it are now gone, and so it's just like fucking masturbatory language. Like
Yeah.
I, I'm not looking for masturbatory language because what I want to do is I want to make a cut that runs 90 minutes. Right? I want my patrons to be I want them to park, come in, see the show, have intermissions, buy some stuff, and leave in under 2 hours. Like under 2 hours. Like so like 90-minute runtime is like the tip top of runtime.
Yeah.
I would probably prefer like a 75-minute runtime with a 90-minute patron experience, right? I think a two. I don't know. Let me ask your opinion. Like, what do you think is fair to ask of patrons in a situation where it's like not, again, not pretentious, not it's community theater, right? It's like community theater in a fucking rural Tennessee town.
Yeah. What are you charging per ticket?
See,
Because
now I
if
don't
you're
even
charging
know.
like $50 a ticket, then I would say you want your money's worth. You want your time out of that one. Like that might push me to think you want a longer one.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to go longer than a 90-minute like
Yeah.
read time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I honestly I wouldn't want the read time to reach 90 minutes because that means the act time is going to be 2 hours.
Yep. Agreed.
And so these are like totally like almost wholly amateur, like super amateur, ultra amateur.
Who are
Probably.
getting a course
So
in the doing.
Here's the thing: there will be a handful of theater students that are involved. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
More than half of the theater students involved will be my tech and like behind the scenes stuff. So like more than half of them are like not on stage theater majors.
Okay.
So and with regards to the on stage theater majors, the director of the program has told me to expect my leads to come from the community.
Okay. So it's gonna be as good, if not better, as anything anywhere. Anyway.
That's what it is, and like so, what I want to do is I want to do like a appeal. I want to have appeal to the most common person. I want it to accomplish what Shakespeare accomplished in his day, and I just want it to be a couple hours of enjoying it and coming and supporting people in your community and like getting it.
And that's the thing.
Yeah,
getting it.
Like being able to like follow it like easily. I want it to be really easily understood.
Okay.
I you know me that like I as a director and producer, I love meaty language. I love big meaty parts.
Yeah, right? You do.
Like I love doling out big meaty parts.
And when you're an actor, you love having the big meaty parts in your mouth.
In your mouth.
Yeah.
And so like I don't want to, here's the thing. If I have really capable actors, I don't want to rob them of the experience of doing Shakespeare.
Yeah, I've had that happen a few times.
Yeah.
Should have loved playing this part, and then it sucked.
So I don't want to do that. I don't want to rob them of it. But I want it to be fast, and I want it to be funny, and I want it to be heartfelt, and I want it to just be the play. I want it to be I want it to still feel like the play. You know, I've done cuts of plays that almost feel like an approximation of a play. And like, well, interestingly enough, I've done approximation of plays that felt like the whole fucking thing. So, like, and I would say that's like when, you know, I did like a dinner theater cut of Macbeth one time with Stina and Noah and their company, right?
Yeah.
And it felt like the whole play, even though it was like not.
Yeah.
but Macbeth lends itself to that because it's a pretty short play.
Yeah.
I think that the regular runtime of this is like 2 hours and 15 minutes.
Yeah, this one's gonna be a tough one. I feel like to get under 90 minutes because there's just so. I mean, it's one of them. You think about it, there's really not much going on, but then if you think about it, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, because I also don't want to like. I don't want to rob Baracchio and Margaret of like their stuff either, because they're important. The thing about this play is that everybody is actually fucking important.
And I'm looking at this first scene and going, like, we could cut the whole first scene, really. Like, not the whole first scene, but, like, a lot of the, like, all the messengers. Like, honestly, we could jump in somewhere else. But at the same time, like, if we cut that, it's like, well, you know what you should cut is all the Dogberry. Just delete it. Unnecessary.
All of the Dogberry?
All of it. It's irritating to watch, and it adds nothing.
Well, here's the thing. I want to cut the fuck out of the Dogberry stuff, because it's super funny if it's done well.
Yeah. Is it?
I think so. I got a lot of laughs, okay?
Okay.
When I dig Dogberry, and my interpretation was as the adult turtle from Finding Nemo. Oh, are you Goodman and true?
Oh my god.
It was fun.
I like that. I like that interpretation. Should we come on.
Yeah, okay.
Come on. Should we cut?
Let's talk about the dramatis personae.
Yeah.
Real fast, shall we?
Yeah.
So we've got in the order in my Arden here in front of me. We've got Don Pedro, who's the Prince of Aragon. We've got Don John, who's an illegitimate brother to Don Pedro. We've got Signor Benedict, a lord of Padua. Signor Claudio, a lord of Florence and friend of Benedict. Balthazar, an attendant to Don Pedro. Conrad, Baracchio, and lord, companions of Don John. Those are the soldiers. Then we have the household of the governor of Messina. Leonardo, governor of Messina, Antonio, brother of Leonardo, Hero, daughter of Leonardo, Beatrice, niece to Leonardo, Margaret and Ursula, waiting women to Hero and a boy. Then we have the townspeople of Messina. We have Friar Francis Dogberry, a master constable, Burgess, a headborough, members of the watch, George Seacole, Hugh Oatcake, Francis Seacole, a sexton. Bro, that's a penis.
Yeah.
Live on YouTube.
You want to see
Crazy.
You want to see the penis? It's a baby penis.
Look at that pee-pee, bro.
Baby.
Then we have messengers, attendants, and musicians.
Yeah.
One thing that's interesting about this, I'm gonna have to reach out. Good thing that the coordinator, that the dean of humanities was my former advisor when I was in school. I'm probably going to reach out to the music department to see if they want to be involved in the musical aspect, because there is an important song in here. We have Sigh No More.
Yeah.
That occurs in here, which is like a really big, really important Shakespeare song.
Yeah.
But that's something we'll leave it in there, and if it's something that we have to cut, we have to cut it.
Yeah.
But I would like to do that, maybe offer it as a thing, because they have a stage band class that is pretty
that's fucking
prolific. Cool. And if you have a stage band class,
yeah, like
this is what it's for, right?
Yeah.
And since this is during the semester, this is occurring in April, where for all of the viewers out there, we're putting a play to be performed in April.
2025. For all the viewer watching in 2026, you missed it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, there's no chance for you to attend this. So let's just start reading.
Yeah.
And get to the first thing that makes us think it's too much, and we'll stop there. But you have editing ability on this. If you want to highlight anything, if you want to do it, whatever. Anyway, I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
But few of any sort and none of name.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion. He hath indeed bettered expectation than you must expect of me to tell you now.
Oh, he hath an uncle here in Messina that will be very much glad of it.
I have already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in him, even so much that joy could not show itself modest enough without the badge of bitterness.
Did he break out into tears?
In great moisture. Measure.
A kind overflow of kindness. There is no faces truer than those that are so washed. How much better is it to weep at joy than to joy at weeping?
I pray you, is Signor Montanto returned from the wars or not?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
What is he that you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned, and as pleasant as he ever was.
He set up his bills here in Messina and challenged Cupid at the flight, and my uncle's fool reading the challenge subscribed for Cupid and challenged him at the bird bolt. I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars? But how many hath he killed? For indeed I promised to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much, but he'll meet with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
You had musty victual, and he hath helped to eat it.
There's no way we could go further than musty victual. We can't go further than musty victual.
Here's the thing. We shouldn't have gone past line 3. How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
Really? You think so? You think that?
Yep. I think I learned from this letter that Don Pedro. I mean, if we're being nasty bastards about this,
I want to hear it. Yeah.
I learned in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina. Yeah, he's right around the road. Just saw him. Honestly, a victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. Done. We could cut that bit. Honestly, I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor. We could cut all the way to that. And then it's much deserved and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself like a lion. Done. Cut all the stuff about crying.
Yeah. I love that those lines about crying, but this is where the old Tyler has to get out of here. Right?
Yeah.
The thing is, but I wonder, do we want to, because how many gentlemen have you lost in this action, but few of any sort and none of name? It tells us that we're coming home from war, right? It to me, it serves kind of an important purpose.
I think it sets the scene just as well as... So I think there's 2 cuts you could make. Either you cut how many gentlemen have you lost in this action, but few of any sort and none of name, and go to a victory is twice itself. Because you're saying, like, yeah, just saw him around the corner. A victory is twice itself when you bring home full numbers. You don't need to know any more details than that. That tells you that there was a war, there's a victory, and everyone's coming home. Or you say, how many gentlemen have you lost in this action, but few of any sort and none of name. And then you can cut a victory is twice itself.
That's my thought, is to go straight into, I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine.
Yeah, like, we can keep it business. Like, yeah, we can cut the niceties from the messenger, basically.
And this is prose, right? This is all prose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I love that.
So.
Yeah. So you want to try to read it both ways real fast and just kind of see how it feels?
Yeah. So we're gonna cut. I don't know why it won't stay on the eraser. That's very annoying. Notability. Take notes. You were perfect. Stop fucking with it.
Somebody clip this and send it to them.
All right. I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very nearby this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
A victory is twice itself when the achiever brings home full numbers. I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Okay. And now let's try this. I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
And then we go straight to, right, I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part, and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond promise of his age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion. I think that works better than the first way.
Yeah.
But that's less cut. It's
Is
only...
it?
I mean, we've only cut 1 line. Uh... 2 lines.
Because we went from...
I guess it's about the same.
Yeah, I find... And my thought is the way to direct this, right? And I get to direct it, so... Is that, like... Leonardo's, like, in the letter. Ooh. I learned in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina. He's preoccupied with the letter, right? And the messenger's like, no, he was very nearby this. He's not. And then it's like, ooh. He's young Claudio. It helps it feel like he's still like reading the letter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Kind of keeps it busy. The one thing is that
here's my next proposed cut.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you have something you want to say quick.
Mm-hmm.
My next proposed cut is, he hath an uncle here in Messina, will be very much glad of it. I have already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in him. Did he break out into tears? In great measure. I pray you, is Signor Montanto returned from the wars or not? So we can keep the joke of, did he cry at this? Oh yeah, totally. But in the end, deleting all of the crying.
And tell me what you think about this. So he hath an uncle here in Messina that will be very much glad of it. I've already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in him, even so much. And there appears much joy in him.
Period.
You break out into tears.
Yeah.
In great measure, a kind overflow of kindness, and then they can kind of like ha 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 ha, and that covers Beatrice's entrance, right?
Yeah, that's good. A kind overflow of kindness.
And also, I think that also establishes Leonardo as kind of this warm center.
Yeah.
Of the world, right?
Yeah. You know what I just remembered the last time we tried to cut this play?
What? I don't recall it. I recall us doing it, but I don't recall any specifics.
I ended up... we ended up drawing a dude with, like, a really long snake nipple. Dude.
I remember the image in my head now. Yes.
I'll have to send you the... And the, like, Conrad in a tracksuit. Oh, man.
God, that was going to be such a good play.
It was going to be incredible. Too bad, eh? I pray you, Signor, is Signor Montanto returned from the wars or not?
Oh, wait, give me a second to put these cuts in.
God, so slow.
So, it was, I learned in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina, is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him. Straight to, I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed honor on a young Florentine called Claudio. Is that right?
And then for the messenger, we're cutting after lion.
Yep.
And then messenger again, full stop after much joy in him.
The formatting of this is so weird. Okay. Doing the figure of a lamb, the feet of a lion. He has an uncle here in Messina that will be very much glad of it. I've already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in him. Even so much. No, there appears much joy in him. Exclamation point.
Oh, fuck your full stop.
Did he break out into tears? In great measure, a kind overflow of kindness.
I pray you,
Okay.
is Signor Montanto returned from the wars or not?
I know none of that name, lady. There was none such in the army of any sort.
I feel like it's a dumb line, but whatever. I don't...
See, it just like...
I feel like we could cut the whole thing. That whole... Who is it? I don't know anyone. Who are you asking for? Oh, she means Signor Benedict. I guess we keep Signor Benedict.
There's just no other segue, right?
Well, I mean, if you direct a segue into it, there can be. But also, you could just leave it. I mean, you could cut, there was none such in the army of any sort. I know none of that name, lady. My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua. Do we already know that he's the uncle?
No.
So we probably should leave it.
That's what that tells us. Yeah. And then Hero tells who she is with her next line.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I still propose there was none such in the army of any sort. Cut that off there. I pray you, is Signor Montanto returned from the wars or not? I know none of that name, lady. What's he you ask for, niece? My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned as pleasant as he ever was.
Oh, he set up bills here in Messina and challenged Cupid at the flight.
Yeah.
And my uncle's fool, reading the challenge, subscribed for Cupid and challenged him at the Burbled. I pray you, how many hath he killed in? I think the whole archery contest challenge thing's gotta go.
Yep.
Despite the fact that we're bringing up Cupid, I think it's gotta go. I think we keep, I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars?
Yeah, but how many hath he killed? For indeed I promise to eat all of his killing.
Because I don't want to cut a single line of her talking about eating stuff.
Yeah.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much. He'll be meat with you.
I love that.
I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, of these wars.
You had musty victual, and he hath helped to eat it. He's a very valiant trencherman. He has an excellent stomach. I think the musty victual has to go.
Wait, yeah, listen. Here, will you read the messenger line?
Yeah.
Well, no, how about this? I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars, but how many hath he killed? For indeed I promised to eat all his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax in your Benedict too much, but he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not. He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
He hath an excellent stomach. Just
And-
like straight there.
And a good soldier, too.
I guess he's a very valiant trencherman. Stays.
Yeah, you gotta keep... He is.
Yeah.
Damn it, Shakespeare.
Because if it's just he hath an excellent stomach, then it would be, and a good soldier too would imply that he has a good soldier.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, we could change the line. He's a good soldier, too. I mean, if we're making cuts, we can add words. Where do you draw the line?
I'm okay with trencherman because I think it's like you can. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
We'll give them. We still want them to feel like they're doing Shakespeare.
Yeah, and I think I like trenchermen for the food continuity and for the trenches. It's nice.
Yeah.
You know. So he's a valiant trencherman. He has an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier too, lady.
And a good soldier to a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man. But for the stuffing, well, we are all mortal.
I kind of like keeping all of that. It doesn't feel too bloated.
No, it really, if we cut too much of this Beatrice with the messenger,
we don't establish who she is.
Yeah, we need to establish that she's a right bitch.
Yeah. You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there is a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed with 1. So that if he have wit enough to keep himself warm, let him bear it for a difference between himself and his horse, for it is all the wealth that he have left to be known a reasonable creature. Who is his companion now? He hath he hath every month a new sworn brother. As much as I like it, it's a lot. I think, alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed with 1. Who's his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
That is exactly how I wanted to cut it. Because I was like, that's a good dick joke.
Yeah.
Right? It kind of takes out that implication of, like, is the implication there is that, like...
The implication.
The implication. Do you read that as, like, the implication being that, like, they were dating and but, like, not, like, super seriously, and he maybe, like, banged somebody else or something? Like... That's sort of my interpretation of that.
The new sworn brother? Is that what you mean?
No. Now he's governed by 1 wit, and as long as he's warm...
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's just that he likes to fuck around. That's her issue with him, right?
Yeah.
That's my read of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Who is his companion now? He hath every month and... Oh, I'll wait. Actually, are you editing?
No. We got it.
Alas, he gets nothing by that. In our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed by 1. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
Is possible.
Very easily possible. He wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat, it ever changes with the next block.
I see, lady. The gentleman is not in your books.
No. And he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion? Is there no young squarer now that will make a voyage with him to the devil?
Okay, my thought. Um, I like that he wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat, it ever changes with the next block. But what if we went? He hath every month a new sworn brother. I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your books. No, and he were I would burn my study, but I pray you, who is his companion?
Yeah, I agree.
You said, oh, yeah, no,
Oops. I Is there no young squarer now that will make a voyage with him to the devil? Yeah, I get. We don't need it. Delete it. Murder it. Eat its heart in a marketplace.
Do you? I like. Do you feel like we lose? Is that one too easy to get? Because like I don't want to cut layups either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they've got a chance to take some Shakespeare metaphor and some good wordplay and really understand it without having to fucking digest it, you know,
Yeah.
with a tablespoon of Metamucil, then I don't want to rob that of them. I think that one's like pretty easy, right? Like,
Yeah.
Let's keep it for now. And if we need, I will highlight this for the chopping block.
I don't think it's necessary. I think it's fun, but it doesn't really say anything about them, really.
Mm-hmm. It's just more of the same, right?
Yeah. He's a sworn brother. You know, we've already said that. How much more sworn brother can you get by visiting the devil together?
I'm talking about cutting the. This was very easily possible. He wears his faith as the fashion of the hat. It changes the
Oh. Oh yeah, I think
That's
you just.
what I was talking about cutting.
I think you just cut it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's already cut on
And
my
then-
end.
Boom. And then, knowing you were, I would burn my study. There's no young square now that will make a voyage with him to the devil.
Yeah. So no, and he were I would burn my study, but pray you, who is his companion? He is he is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
I mean, we're trying to get to 90 minutes, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gotta be ruthless without Ruth.
Yeah. With sans Ruth, if you will.
Oh Lord.
If you hang upon him like a disease, he is sooner caught than the pestilence, and the taker runs presently mad. God help the noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedict, it will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured. I think we cut the middle line, the pestilence line. I think we go, oh Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. God help the noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedict, it will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
All right. Yep, I agree. Oh God, what a beautiful line.
Mm-hmm.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
You, good friend.
You will never run mad, niece.
No, not till a hot January.
I think
Is approached.
So, we cut all of from I will hold friends with you, and then go with Don Pedro is approached.
So I will hold friends with you, lady. Don Pedro is approached.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, look at all those red lines. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. Shakespeare. Oh, he's rolling in his grave right now. Actually, he's fully dust.
He's just bummed that he's getting a cut. He's in the public domain. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's probably super pissed about that one.
Yeah. On second thought, let's not have, and they're like, who would you have dinner with, living or dead? On second thought, let's not invite Will.
No, because
bro's be palm out.
If anything about his plays has taught me anything, is dude doesn't like people taking money. Like, he don't like usurers. Like,
No, I think our dude really liked money himself.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think he'd be super pissed that we've made tens of dollars off of his works. Can you imagine tens of dollars to him?
tens, tens of dollars. Yeah. Actually, now that I think about it, he is back on the dinner guest list because he has no concept of current value.
None.
He'll be like, you must pay me £200 to be able to use my work indefinitely. And I'll be like, Shakespeare just sold me the rights to his work for £200.
£200.
That's me. That's me now. I own them, world.
World.
Good Senor Leonardo. Are you come to meet your trouble?
Mm-hmm.
The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you counter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace. For trouble being gone, comfort should remain. But when you depart from me, sorrow abides, and happiness takes his leave.
Gay.
I mean, I'm like, if you keep it for the gay, awesome. But I think cut it.
Mm-hmm. Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace.
Yep. Agreed. You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter? What a line. How long was this war?
I don't know. You have my my book that would give me the information like that.
Oh my god. I do have that.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Yeah, I see it. I see it on the bookshelf.
Do you want that, or come and get it?
Yeah, fuck.
Come retrieve it.
Oh.
I could mail it to you.
That some bitch is heavy.
Yeah. I don't trust the mail either. It would get ruined for sure. Should I consult that book? It's probably not very easily found. Yeah. It doesn't matter also. File that under questions that don't fucking matter.
I mean, like,
Tyler's eating focaccia.
Yeah. Sorry. I was focacciaing.
I wish I could figure out how to share your cam and everything so that you could be super patriotic for the public.
God bless America. Sure that I brought a Gatorade upstairs with me and cannot fucking find it. For the life.
Did you look in your butt?
You saw me bring it upstairs. Did you drink it? No. Did you change this bag today?
This is high quality streaming entertainment right now.
My Gatorade. I know I had it.
This is.
I guess I drank it. Hold on.
This is incredible. Tyler is wandering around his room right now. He's wearing highly offensive shorts that appear to have been made out of an American flag. Field of stars on one leg, red and white stripes on the other. And then a Knoxville Ice Bears hockey sweater, which says USA.
Well,
in red, white, and blue across it.
We wore it to honor the 1980
incredible
USA team that beat the Soviet Union. Is that what that place was called?
I don't know.
Soviet Union?
Yeah.
Something like that?
I don't do history. I just do Shakespeare.
The Ruskies, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, those ones.
Is that offensive?
Probably. But this is America. Nope, I'm not getting into that. The things that I want to say, I'm going to save them for not saved
I
on
think
the
you can say
internet.
whatever you want to.
Well, here's the thing about saying whatever I want to, is I'd probably get doxxed, and then murked.
So, do you see my camera right now?
I see that. That's the
This
best
is-
flavor of
Yes.
gummy bears ever. It's the clear,
The second best flavor
light red.
is red. Now the red one's upside down,
Uh-huh.
and now they're 69ing.
Oh god. Oh no. Do it more. do it harder. Now
And
put it.
that's the final thing they ever did.
Yeah. Now put them in your mouth. Now chew them.
Yeah, and they're still 69ing. Thank you.
So weird. All right. Can we destroy this place some more? I want some fucking gummy bears. God damn it. I hate you.
We got a whole mess of discount Christmas or Halloween candy. One of those days.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedict, no, for then you were a child.
What if we cut that? No, we can't. It's too good.
I was gonna say, that may be the most layup in the entire,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a real good one. You have it full, Benedict. We may guess by this what you are, being a man. Truly, the lady fathers herself. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father. Delete.
What the fuck
Delete
do we
it.
do here?
It's... If can we try to read it without that line? Signor
What
Benedict, no, for you were a child.
Child. Be happy, lady, for you are like an honorable father.
But what if we just go, Signor Benedict, no, for then you were a child. If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like him as she is.
Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's my proposal. Do you accept? If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina as like him as she is.
I wonder that you'll still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What? Oh, my dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die while that she hath such meat food to feed it as Signor Benedict? Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat. But it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would else have been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind. So some gentleman or other shall scrape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching cannot make it worse than it were, such as face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of
I
yours.
would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer, but keep your way, a God's name I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you.
What do we cut from that little exchange there? I feel like there needs to be something removed, but it's also it's gonna go quick.
Yep.
And
I think I leave it all.
yeah.
And that's like because again, nothing in it is necessarily redundant. Right?
Yeah.
And I also don't think anything is hard for a modern audience, and nor do I think anything in it is necessarily difficult for the level of actor that I would need to like cast in this role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they're going to be talking over each other. That's not going to take any time at all.
Yeah.
I also, can I just point out how much I love courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Yo. See, that's where I was thinking about, like, even cutting a little bit. But he says the courtesy's a turncoat.
Yeah.
And that's like...
Yeah. No, I think it stays. The only one I was thinking about was parrot teacher. But again, I don't think it matters. I don't think if people don't understand parrot teacher, they're not going to go, what's it? They're not, that's not going to pull them out of the moment.
Well, the whole thing is, like, I think the thought there is, like, if you don't understand it, is he talking about the bird? And she says, a bird of my tongue. And so it's like immediately maybe I'm getting too deep in this, but immediately you, the layman, you are validated because you're like, oh, I think a parrot's a bird, and then she goes, a bird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What does she actually mean? Because when I hear, well, you're a rare parrot teacher, I feel like, to me, he's saying like everyone says that, like, come up with a better insult. Like, everyone says I'm ugly. Like, what do you I
think what he's saying.
What does it actually mean?
Per the Arden is that he's just saying that she's a parrot teacher would be someone who repeats shit over and over, because it is literally.
Okay.
I think it's just I don't think it's like a common idiom. It's just a thing that Shakespeare had him say here.
Okay, that's what
it's like, that you repeat shit so much you could teach a parrot.
Yeah, that's what that's kind of what along the lines of what I was thinking. Okay, so yeah, I think it's good. All of that, I think, is great. You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
Oh. The sum of all, Leonardo. Signor Claudio and Signor Benedict, my dear friend Leonardo hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here. I tell him we shall stay here at least a month, and he heartily prays some occasion may detain us longer. I dare swear he is no hypocrite, but prays from his heart.
If you swear, my lord, you shall not be forsworn. Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
Okay. We shall stay here at least the month. Hard stop.
Yep.
Let me bid you welcome.
Yep.
Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince, your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please at your grace lead on.
Your hand, Leonardo. We will go together.
Benedict. Didst thou, and I accidentally said a T there. Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonardo?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me, as an honest man should do, for my simple true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom, as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Why, i' faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. Only this commendation can I afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome, and being no other, but as she is, I do not like her.
I don't really want to cut any of that.
I want to cut all of it. One, it it puts you in a specific casting. You need a small, darker skinned, like it puts you in a very specific thing. Whereas you could have a big, darker skinned lady, you know, the
thing is, I don't think that necessarily, because like he's saying like she's not. He says that she doesn't look good. She's just not his type, and so it doesn't matter what the spectrum is. It's outside of Benedict's preference, right? And so it's like that's just like she's too short for me, too brown for me,
and that's where I'm like, should you
too little for
leave
me.
that?
But like at the same time, like what if his preference is like,
well, I mean, obviously his preference is Beatrice.
Yeah. But it's just like it doesn't have to be. It's just like it can at the end of the day be copium. It doesn't have to be accurate. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. This is your play. You can
it would be funnier if like too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise if she was like a little teeny tiny 4'6" like black woman. That would make it even funnier if she was, right?
Yeah.
Like because she's not any of those enough for him or whatever. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's like I don't feel like that, and what I feel like it is that it's a pretty good layup with an opportunity to teach antithesis.
Yeah. All right. Thou thinkest I am in sport. I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yea, and a case to put it into. But speak you with this sad brow, or do you play the flouting jack? Oh, I'm not even reading that good.
Cupid is a good hair finder and a Vulcan.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, and a case to put it into.
Stop. In my mind, she's the sweetest lady that I ever looked on.
I think, come, in what key shall a man take you? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's a weird jump, though. Yeah, and a case to put it into. In mine eye, she's the sweetest. I guess it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's saying to lock her away.
Yeah.
And then he says, but in my eye, then he's saying, I want to look at her.
Yeah.
Which I think that honestly works for me. For me?
It works for me, too. It's just kind of a
hop.
And then you have it.
And then we have it.
And then you have it.
You know.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. There's her cousin, and she were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her as much in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, a hero would be my wife.
Is't come to this. In faith, hath not the world one man, but he will wear his cap with suspicion. Shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again? Go to, i'faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke, wear the print of it, and sigh away Sundays. Look, Don Pedro is returned to seek you.
Nah, Benny. You're not getting away with all those words.
I think, shall I never see a bachelor of 80 again? Go to, i'faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke, and sigh away Sundays. Look, Don Pedro is returned to seek you.
I almost entirely agree, except I want to keep is to come to this. Is to come to this.
Yeah.
Shall I
Okay.
never- because it kind of, and honestly, do you see the literary device we're killing?
Which one? With what line? I mean,
By taking out if faith has the world not one man, but he will wear his cap with suspicion. To me, I see a ladder of 3 consecutive questions.
oh yeah, yeah.
Right? That's kind of the beauty in this that we're killing here. But
Yeah.
we kill it. Because I still, it's still a pattern if it happens twice, right? This come to this. Shall I never see a bachelor of 3 score again? Go to a faith.
Yeah, I think it's fine.
You know?
I don't think you. Plus, we've already cut the thing about caps earlier in the thing, right? Delete it. Enter Don Pedro.
And so it is. This come to this, shall I never see a bachelor of 3 score again? Go to a faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke and sigh away Sundays. Look, Don Pedro's turn.
Yep.
seat.
Yep, I think that's the way. What secret hath held you here that you followed not to Leonato's?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on thy allegiance.
You hear, Count Claudio. I can be secret as a dumb man. I would have you think so, but on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance, he is in love with who? Now that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, they want a short daughter.
Oh,
That's fucking funny, dude. That's funny. That's actually funny.
is it?
Yes. Am I a nerd? Am I a virgin nerd? Is that why I found that funny?
Yeah, you should probably have sex someday, bro.
I'd like to see a boob first.
Yeah, you should probably look upon a boob someday.
So I know that just so I know I can handle it. you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Can you imagine 2 of them? With snake nipples.
So like here's my thought, and it's like I'm giving a specific reading here, and like my fear is that like does it become like reading reliant? You hear, Count Claudio, I can be as secret as a dumb man, but on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance, he is in love. With who? Now, that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
Yeah, because here's how I would read it, and you're not going to find it funny. You hear, Count Claudio, I can be as secret as a dumb man. I would have you think so, but on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance, he is in love. With who? Now that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter.
I think they both work pretty equally.
There's not much to cut there, really. Charge thee on thy allegiance. I guess there is a lot to cut, actually.
I can, like...
On my allegiance, he is in love. With who? Now that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter. I don't think you need the secret as a dumb man thing is like... It's funny, but people don't know what dumb means anymore. So it's not... No, it's not gonna...
Everybody learns about Helen Keller in school.
I don't think so. I think you're giving a
I
lot
learned
of...
about Helen Keller in school.
As someone who rolls in deaf circles, one, deaf and dumb it's not said anymore. Two, no one knows what it means. They literally think that it means stupid. Dumb used to mean mute. So
Yeah.
that's the confusion here.
Yeah. And so, well, see, because to me, that's him, like, absolving himself of being a bad friend to Claudio. You hear Claudio, I can be as secret as a dumb man, but on my allegiance, which is, you know, now I have to.
Yeah, I see. So you hear Count Claudio, I can be as secret as a dumb man, and I would love to have you think so, but on my allegiance, mark you, that's on my allegiance.
That's see, that's my thought right there, exactly. Well, you just magnif.
Yeah, I guess it's your play. You can leave it if you want to leave it. Leave it.
I mean, we could literally change it to mute, but
I'm just gonna put a little question there. You can come back to it and decide. You should poll your cast when you first hire everybody. Just be like, what does dumb mean? See what they say. See if they've ever heard it used that way.
If I what is the definition of dumb?
Mm-hmm.
That's like a good way to approach it, right? Also, who do you think I should cast Greg Helton as? Because he's going to be in it.
Beatrice.
I was honestly thinking about Greg as Benedict and some hot bitch as Beatrice.
I love that. Fucking love that. It's a popular choice right now to use older actors for the
so you're telling
romantic
me I
lead.
would just be in vogue? That's not me.
Yeah.
Okay, time to cast infants.
Yep, I was literally gonna say babies.
But honestly, I'm thinking about Greg Helton because I know that he could do the part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he could anyway.
Yeah. What part am I taking? When I
Are you coming in for this?
go and I'm just gonna be there for the day though, for the run. No rehearsals. I'm just gonna pop in for the run.
Hero. You don't have to be in half the play.
I refuse.
You're in hiding for half the play.
I'm no longer interested.
Okay. Oh no, Dogberry.
Listen, it's Don John or nothing.
Yeah, I know that's what you're angling for, and I'll never give it to you.
You bastard. I would do Conrad, actually.
I like Conrad a lot.
Conrad is my top character in this play. Because this is where I'm at in my acting career now. Is like I don't want the, I want the lead, but at the same time I don't want the lead. I want the like, cute. I want the Benvolios, the Conrads, like.
I want all the parts I got cast in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit, man, are the good old days the past? Damn.
Probably.
Shit.
Like.
Well, I'm sad now. Hey, if this were so were it uttered.
Like the old tale, my lord, it is not so, nor 'twas not so, but indeed, God forbid it should be so. Does that need to be there?
Nope. Dump it. I think
we just go to amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy. Although, I mean, that's a really clever line, but like, fuck, we gotta cut this shit.
If my passion change not shortly, God forbid it should be otherwise. I like that line as it kind of ends up kind of showing that is he in love with her, or is he like, gonna say he's in love with her and then have sex with Margaret, you know, it kind of it kind of sows that seed of doubt. That, like, if Hero could believe that this guy cheated on her, like, where does that come from? It comes from this line. If my passion change not shortly. God forbid it should be otherwise, but I mean, she's hot now, but I don't know.
See, I just don't know if the audience will internalize that at all.
They probably won't. Cut it. Amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy. So we're cutting...
The more I look at that Benedict line, the more I like it. Like the old
No.
tale, my lord, it is not so, nor 'twas not so, but indeed, God forbid, it should be so. And then, amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
No. Without Ruth.
You speak this to fetch me in, my lord. By my troth, I speak my thought.
And in faith, my lord, I spoke mine. I think you can... I don't think you need all that. With Hero, Leonato's short daughter. Amen if you love her, for the lady is well worthy.
That I love her, I feel.
That she
That
is
she
worthy,
is-
I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved nor know how she should be worthy is the opinion fire cannot melt out of me. I'll die in it at the stake. Which is so basically, if we look at the shit that we were gonna cut there, right? You speak this to fetch me in, my lord. By my troth, I speak my thought, and in faith, my lord, I spoke mine, and by my two faiths and troths, my lord, I spoke mine. It's just kind of that. It's a redundancy of that joke that we're gonna get. That I love her, I feel that she's worthy. I know that I neither feel. Right?
Yeah.
It's just the exact same thing.
Yeah. I think we annihilate it.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake. Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in despite of beauty, and never could maintain his part but in the force of his will. I think those stay.
Mm-hmm. Which is kind of that's some homework for those actors, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But because it gets to this really brilliant Benedict piece that a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will have a recheat winded in my forehead, or hang my bugle in an invisible baldric, all women shall pardon me, because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any. I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for the which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor. I think we take out the recheat forehead bugle line.
Yeah, I thought about that, but then I also thought, do you want to give homework to Benedict? But if you're gonna cast an old hat, then you don't need to give homework to Benedict.
Yeah.
And yeah, you can delete that. So, that a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks.
Because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any, I will do myself the right to trust none. And
Yeah.
the fine is for the which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
Yep, sounds good. I shall see thee ere I die. Look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord, not with love. Prove that ever I lose more blood than love, than I will get again with drinking. Pick out mine eyes with a ballad maker's pen, and hang me up at the door of a brothel house for a sign of blind Cupid. We're cutting the Cupid references.
Yeah, so much archery.
My lord, yeah. So let's see.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord,
Hunger, my
not
lord,
with
not
love.
with love. Well, if ever thou dost fall from this face, thou wilt prove a notable argument. I think that's a great transition, honestly.
Yeah. As much as I love the I will get it again with drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, delete it. Well, if ever thou dost fall from this faith, thou wilt prove a notable argument.
If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat and shoot at me. And he that hits me, let him be clapped on the shoulder and called Adam.
Well, as time shall try, in time the savage bull doth bear the yoke.
The savage bull may, but after the sensible Benedict bear it, pluck off the bulls. No.
You don't want the cuckold horns there? No?
No. Where's the hours in the meantime? I think we're about to go from clap him on the shoulder and clapped on the shoulder and called Adam. Well, you will temporize with the hours. In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonato's, commend me to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
Preparation. So you don't want in time the savage bull doth bear the yoke?
No.
Okay.
I mean, in our theoretical April 2020 version, yes.
Yeah.
In this version, no.
Okay. If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat and shoot at me. And he that hits me, let him be clapped on the shoulder and called Adam.
Well, you will temporize with the hours. In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonato's, commend me to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation. Oh, hello, Vanessa G.
Hey, Vanessa. How's it going? We're just cutting Much Ado About Nothing. We are not cutting. We are annihilating this play. Trying to get it down to 90 minutes. So...
I'm directing it in the spring. And for a community theater that's done in conjunction with a community college. So really trying to get her lean and mean. You know what I'm saying?
And super green.
Something like that.
I have almost matter enough in me for such an embassage. And so I commit you.
To the tuition of God. From my house. If I had it.
The 6th of July. Your loving friend, Benedict.
Not the body of your discourse is sometimes guarded with fragments, and the guards are but slightly basted on neither. Ere you flout old ends any further, examine your conscience. And so, I leave you. There is no fucking way for keeping it with that.
No. It's snooze fest. So, okay, well, you will temporize with these hours. In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonato's, commend me to him, and tell him I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
And here's my recommendation. I have almost matter enough in me for such an embassage, and so I leave you.
Oh, we're changing words. I love it. I love it.
Almost matter enough in me for such an embassage, and so I leave you.
So I leave you. Full stop.
My liege, your highness may now do me good.
Yeah. Yeah. And now we're in verse. Fuck.
Now we are. Okay.
Fuck.
Now we're in verse, and I like, honestly, dude, I would like to keep it as intact as we can. Let's see. It doesn't look like we're only in verse for like truly
the rest of the scene.
25 lines or so. Like
yeah.
No, like 30 lines.
We can do it.
Let's see what we can do.
So, just for the viewer at home, the verse is so in this first half of Act 1, we could be very liberal with our cuts because there's no iambic pentameter, there's rarely rhyme or anything like that.
No meter, right?
Yeah,
no,
there's
no necessary structure. It's a soft structure.
yeah. So you can you can be pretty liberal with the cuts, versus versus in verse. Now we've got 10 syllables per line. We want to try to maintain 10 syllables per line. We want to try to maintain the I ams when possible. And sometimes there's end rhyme that you don't want to cut, and sometimes there's like rhyme in the middle that sets off something later in the verse, and it's now about to absolutely do our heads in what we can actually cut here.
Right.
But
and Vanessa, you called it. Yeah, we'll break the rhythm.
Yeah.
If we strike.
So let's just do it. See how it goes.
Okay. Will you read that Claudio line?
Yeah.
There?
My liege, your highness now may do me good.
My love is thine to teach. Teach it, but how? And thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good.
Hath Leonardo any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord. when, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye that liked, but had a rougher task at hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant. In their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young Hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hearer with a book of words, if thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it. And I will break with her and with her father, and thou shalt have her. Was't not to this end that thou beginst to twixt so fine a story?
How sweetly you do minister to love, and know love's grief by his complexion. But lest my liking might too sudden seem, I would have salved it with a longer treatise.
What need the bridge much broader than the flood? The fairest grant is the necessity. Look, what will serve is fit. 'Tis once thou lovest, and I will fit thee with the remedy. I know we shall have reveling tonight. I will assure thy part in some disguise, and tell fair Hero I am Claudio. And in her bosom I'll enclasp my heart, and take her hearing prisoner with the force and strong encounter of my amorous tale. Then after to her father will I break, and the conclusion is she shall become thine. In practice, let us put it presently.
Ooh.
To me, there's the juiciest cut part is in that last Don Pedro bit.
Yeah, but at the same time, that sets up the next scenes, right?
But yeah, but there's like, this feels very exposition heavy and not super cuttable, honestly.
I think, my liege, your highness now may do me good. Where does he say? Thou wilt take a lover presently and tire the hearer with a book of words. Okay. My liege, your highness now may do me good. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father, and thou shalt have her. Was not to this end thou beganst to twist so fine a story? I mean, you're cutting the story, but there's options there. How? This is tough. This one's a tough one. My liege, your highness may now do me good. My love is thine to teach. Teach it but how? And thou shalt see how apt it is to learn any hard lesson that may do thee good. I think that's kind of pointless. Hath Leonardo any son, my lord? Now that, do we already know that Hero's an only child?
No, but I'm pretty sure when she dies later, that he's like, oh, my only fucking kid, right?
Yeah, maybe. When you went... Okay. My liege, your highness may do me good. When you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye.
Well, but... No, my liege, your highness may not do me good. My love is thine to teach. Teach but how thou shalt see it is apt to learn.
I think that line, I think that Don Pedro line is gonna, I don't think it adds anything, and I think it's gonna confuse people. My love is thine to teach, teach it but how.
My love is thine to teach.
Yeah, as good as it is, I don't think it's gonna.
So, my liege, your highness may now may do me good. Hath Leonardo any son, my lord?
Say it again.
Oh, actually, what if we just cut those first three lines? What if Benedict leaves and Claudio says, hath Leonardo any son, my lord? No child but hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Yeah, I guess I'm okay with that. The only reason I'd want to keep my liege, your highness may now do me good, is for that one line. Was it not to this end thou beganst to twist so finest? Like, is it? I mean, I know why you're talking to me here, but so we're gonna go from. I'm gonna read and then you pick up. I have almost matter enough in me for such an embossage, and so I leave you.
Hath Leonardo any son, my lord?
No child but hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord. When you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye, that liked, but had a rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and that war thoughts have left their places vacant, and in their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
I saw two lines there that we could cut, but I don't know that we actually could. That liked, but had a rougher task at hand than to drive liking to the name of love. So I let's see. Oh, my lord, when you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye, but now I am returned, and that war thoughts have left their place vacant, and their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me how fair young hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to wars.
Can I tell you what my thought is kind of there?
Yes.
For the line to be, oh, my lord, when you went onward in this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye that liked, but had a rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned. And we leave the rest of that all implied, but now I am returned, right? Like, I used to look at her and couldn't drive it to love, but now I am returned. And that, I think, can tell our audience everything, along with the obvious fact that Claudio's into her, right? Like, just be. I don't know.
I see it. I mean, it could work, but I also I liked her ere I went to wars. Well, okay, let's try it with you. Read it that way, and I'll read Don Pedro and see if it works. No child but hero. She's his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
No, my lord. When you went onward in this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye that liked, but had a rougher task at hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hearer with a book of words. If thou dost love fair hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and her father, and thou shalt have her. Was not to this end thou beganst to twist so fine a story?
I hate all of it. I hate all
Yeah.
of it. I hate.
Well, we have to if we cut anything out of Claudio's speech, we have to cut out the story line because then it's not a story anymore. Dost thou affect her? But now I'm returned. Thou wilt be like a lover presently. If thou dost love fair hero, cherish it. I will break with her and with her father. Full stop. Thoughts on that?
Okay. I'm not sure that I caught it. To keep it a buck with you. Because I missed the context. Are we keeping all of Heroes or all of Claudio's in there?
No. With your cut. Read your Claudio cut.
Okay. When you went onward in this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye that liked but had a rougher task in hand than drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with a book of words. If thou dost love fair hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father.
How sweetly you do minister to love, that no loves grief by his complexion. But lest my liking, I was reading on your screen, and now I have to move to my book, and that fucked me up. But lest my liking might too sudden seem, I would have salved it with a longer treatise. I would love a little treatise.
What need the bridge much broader than the flood? The fairest grant is the necessity. Look what will serve is fit. 'Tis once this part.
That's where I was talking about. It seemed the juiciest and most cuttable.
Yeah.
Right.
So what need the bridge? So we could cut. Here's my proposed read. And I will break with her and with her father. How sweetly you do minister to love, that no loves grief by his complexion. I know we shall have reveling tonight. I will assume the part, etc., etc.
I love it, honestly. I love it. Honestly, I love it.
You love it, honestly? The only thing, what makes me sad is I love the line, what need the bridge be much broader than the flood? It's such a good, beautiful thing.
There's a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah. I know we shall have reveling tonight, and I will assume the part in some disguise and tell fair hero I am Claudio, and in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart and take her hearing prisoner with the I will unclasp my heart, then after to her father will I break, and the conclusion is she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently. That took 2 hours, approx.
Yeah, but honestly, I think that's like the longest scene in the play too.
Do we reread the whole scene? Do we want to go that crazy.
Yeah,
And
I do want to reread the whole scene, and then do you want to try to cut 1-2 and 1-3? They're both like 1-page scenes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that will be really good work for the night.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Agreed.
Honestly, fellas.
Honestly.
Fellas, is it straight to be happy with your cut tonight?
Hope not.
If it is, I don't want to be it.
I don't. Yeah, I want to be really upset with this cut. If
I have Leonardo and his son, my lord, no child but hero. She's I am returned. Like a lover presently.
yeah, thanks for hanging out for a bit, Vanessa. We'll probably still be here for a little bit if you want to check back. We're also gonna I'm planning to stream cutting this entire play, so feel free to check back in periodically. It's gonna be a lot of streaming hours. So we'll be around.
I appreciate you for stopping by on behalf of Ris and Lohang and Shakespeare, Vanessa, and I hope you have a great night.
He means it, honestly, too.
Honestly, I do. Honestly, I mean it. Fellas, is it honest to wish your watchers well?
Is it honest to tell the truth, guys? Ragazzi. Is it honest? All right. From the top?
Can I tell you something? I think I'm going to change. No,
what are you going to change?
Let me make sure that
Yeah, he's really honest, honestly.
Honestly, I'm very honest.
Yeah.
We'll do this for love tonight.
I'm honestly afraid.
Treatise?
What are you...
Did we cut treatise?
No!
Okay.
Did we?
Can you scroll down real fast?
Scrolling.
Adios. Oh, Chow's actually really good because we're in...
We did cut treatise.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Rip treatise. Chopped it down. Chopped down the treatise.
Okay. From the top. And honestly, dude,
Honestly?
we cut over a quarter of this.
Oh.
I went from 25 pages to 19.
Hi. Okay. Okay.
So.
Okay.
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 Okay. Act 1. Scene 1. Enter Leonardo, governor of Messina, Hero his daughter, and Beatrice his niece with the messenger. I learn in this letter that Don Pedro of Aragon comes this night to Messina.
He is very near by this. He was not 3 leagues off when I left him.
I find here that Don Pedro hath bestowed much honor among on a young Florentine called Claudio.
Much deserved on his part and equally remembered by Don Real quick, are we leaving? How many gentlemen have you lost in this action?
No.
All right. Much deserved on his part and equally remembered by Don Pedro. He hath borne himself beyond the promise of age, doing in the figure of a lamb the feats of a lion.
He hath an uncle here in Messina, will be very much glad of it.
I've already delivered him letters, and there appears much joy in him.
Did he break out into tears?
In great measure.
A kind overflow of kindness.
I pray you, is Signor Montanto returned from the wars or not?
I know none of that name, lady.
What is it you ask for, niece?
My cousin means Signor Benedict of Padua.
Oh, he's returned. And as pleasant as he ever was.
I pray you, how many hath he killed and eaten in these wars, but how many hath he killed? For indeed I promised to eat all of his killing.
Faith, niece, you tax Signor Benedict too much. But he'll be meet with you, I doubt it not.
He hath done good service, lady, in these wars.
He is a very valiant trencherman. He hath an excellent stomach.
And a good soldier, too, lady.
And a good soldier, too, a lady. But what is he to a lord?
A lord to a lord, a man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtues.
It is so indeed. He is no less than a stuffed man, but for the stuffing, well, we are all mortal.
You must not, sir, mistake my niece. There is a kind of merry war betwixt Signor Benedict and her. They never meet, but there's a skirmish of wit between them.
Alas, he gets nothing by that, and in our last conflict, 4 of his 5 wits went halting off, and now is the whole man governed with 1. Who is his companion now? He hath every month a new sworn brother.
I see, lady, the gentleman is not in your books.
No, and he were, I would burn my study. But I pray you, who is his companion?
He is most in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh, Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. God help the noble Claudio. If he have caught the Benedict, it will cost him £1,000 ere he be cured.
I will hold friends with you, lady.
That's still messenger line. Don Pedro is approached.
Oh. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. I will hold friends with you, lady. Don Pedro is approached.
Good Signor Leonato, are you come to meet your trouble? The fashion of the world is to avoid cost, and you encounter it.
Never came trouble to my house in the likeness of your grace.
You embrace your charge too willingly. I think this is your daughter.
Her mother hath many times told me so.
Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Signor Benedict, no, for then you were a child.
If Signor Leonato be her father, she would not have his head on her shoulders for all Messina, as like him as she is.
I wonder that you will still be talking, Signor Benedict. Nobody marks you.
What? My dear Lady Disdain, are you yet living?
It's possible Disdain should die while she hath such meat food to feed on as Signor Benedict. Courtesy itself must convert to disdain if you come in her presence.
Then is courtesy a turncoat, but it is certain I am loved of all ladies, only you excepted. And I would I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. They would have else been troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I am of your humor for that. I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
God keep your ladyship still in that mind, so some gentleman or other shall scape a predestinate scratched face.
Scratching could not make it worse, and 'twere such a face as yours were.
Well, you are a rare parrot teacher.
A bird of my tongue is better than a beast of yours.
I would my horse had the speed of your tongue, and so good a continuer, but keep your way, a God's name I have done.
You always end with a jade's trick. I know you of old.
That is the sum of all. Leonato, Signor Claudio, and Signor Benedict. My dear friend Leonato hath invited you all. I tell him we shall stay here at least a month.
Let me bid you welcome, my lord. Being reconciled to the prince your brother, I owe you all duty.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please at your grace lead on.
Your hand, Leonato. We will go together.
Benedict, didst thou note the daughter of Signor Leonato?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
Is she not a modest young lady?
Do you question me, as an honest man should do, for my simple true judgment? Or would you have me speak after my custom as being a professed tyrant to their sex?
No, I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Why, i' faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too brown for a fair praise, too little for a great praise. Only this commendation I can afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome, and being no other but as she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkst I am in sport. I pray thee tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Could the world buy such a jewel?
Yeah, and a case to put it into.
In mine eyes, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see yet without spectacles, and I see no such matter. Now there's her cousin, and she were not possessed with a fury, exceeds her much in beauty, as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn husband, have you?
I would scarce trust myself, though I had sworn the contrary, if Hero would be my wife.
Is't come to this? Shall I never see a bachelor of 60 again? Go to, I'faith, and thou wilt needs thrust thy neck into a yoke and sigh away Sundays. Look, Don Pedro is returned to seek you.
What secret hath held you here that followed you not to Leonardo's?
I would your grace would constrain me to tell.
I charge thee on my allegiance.
You hear, Count Claudio? I can be as secret as a dumb man. I would have you think so, but on my allegiance, mark you this, on my allegiance, he is in love. With who? Now, that is your grace's part. Mark how short his answer is. With Hero, Leonardo's short daughter.
If this were so, so it were uttered.
What cuts did we make there?
It's like the old tale, my lord, it is not so, nor 'twas.
So you're keeping that line.
Yeah, keeping that line.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Only one ugh in this whole scene is not too bad.
Yep. Like the old tale, my lord, it is not so, nor 'twas not so, but indeed, God forbid it, should be so.
Amen. If you love her, for the lady is very well worthy.
That I love her, I feel.
That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither feel how she should be loved, nor know how she should be worthy, is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die in it at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in despite of beauty.
And could never maintain his part, but in the force of his will.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But because I will not do them the wrong to mistrust any, I will do myself the right to trust none. And the fine is, for the which I may go the finer, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere I die, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my lord. Not with love.
Well, if ever thou dost fall from this faith, thou wilt prove a notable argument.
If I do, hang me in a bottle like a cat and shoot at me, and he that hits me, let him be clapped on the shoulder and called Adam.
Well, you will temporize with the hours. In the meantime, good Signor Benedict, repair to Leonardo's, commend me to him, and tell him that I will not fail him at supper, for indeed he hath made great preparation.
I have almost matter enough in me for such an imbecilage, and so I leave you.
Hath Leonardo any son, my lord?
No child but Hero. She is his only heir. Dost thou affect her, Claudio?
Oh, my lord. When you went onward on this ended action, I looked upon her with a soldier's eye, that liked, but had a rougher task at hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I'm returned.
Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hero with a book of words. If thou dost love fair Hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father.
How sweetly you do minister to love, that no loves grief by his complexion.
You know what? I think I'm going to cut "Thou will be a lover presently and tire the hero with a book of words." But now I am returned. Because he just said, then driving liking to the name of love, but now I am returned. If thou dost love fair hero, cherish it. I will break with her and with her father.
And see, I liked keeping the book of words there because with that cut that you've made here, but now I'm returned, and he can't say anything. Like he doesn't have the words.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that cut, you'll like. I think it's sweet to leave it.
I liked it too because I felt like it fills that spot where he said all those words, but he can't speak right now.
Yeah.
I did that was intentional, but again, I was just thinking about streamlining. But no, you're right. We're gonna keep it.
Yeah, because it depends on how it depends on how your actor for Claudio kind of delivers that. But now I am returned. So he's got like 3 to 4 beats of either trailing off or like finding the words before, but now I'm returned. Like, yeah, I think that there's a way to play it that's very sweet.
I think so too, and that's exactly how I was seeing it. Is like, I think you and I had the same vision for this.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. I like that you're letting me keep something that I wanted to keep, but I thought I was going to cut to be a good boy, but I'm not a good boy.
Just leave it. You can cut it. You can cut it later if you have to.
Yeah.
But I it's too cute. Thou wilt be like a lover presently, and tire the hearer with a book of words. If thou dost love fair hero, cherish it, and I will break with her and with her father.
How sweetly you do minister to love, that no loves grief by his complexion.
I know we shall have reveling tonight. I will assume thy part in some disguise and tell fair hero I am Claudio, and in her bosom I'll unclasp my heart. Then after to her father will I break, and the conclusion is she shall be thine. In practice, let us put it presently. In practice, let us put it presently. That's not a fucking hard line.
I feel like that's a really clean... It feels clean. It feels good. It doesn't feel bloated. It doesn't feel... It also doesn't feel terribly abridged either.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's, works for me.
And let's quickly... I want to see what the original copy and paste is versus what my edit is.
I just added the cat cam.
Oh, bro.
Look at the
Cat
little
cam
baby.
is so lit. It's so perfect. Oh my god.
The little baby.
Okay, so from 24 pages to 19. Honestly, I'll still take that. That's
it's good.
Fucking huge dub.
That's good.
It
It gets the point across. We know who most of these characters are now. I'm not confused listening to it. So
perfect. Okay.
Scene 2?
Yeah, let me scroll back down to the bottom here. Bro, and it's really not even 19 pages. It's really more like 18 pages. Okay, scene 2. Boom. Wow, this is so fucking short. Okay. How now, brother? Where is my cousin, your son? Hath he provided this music?
He is very busy about, but brother, I can tell you strange news that you yet not dreamt of.
Are they good?
As the event stamps them, but they have a good cover. They show well outward. The prince and Count Claudio walking in a thick, pleached alley in mine orchard, were thus much overheard by a man of mine. The prince discovered to Claudio that he loved my niece, your daughter, and meant to acknowledge it in this night in a dance. And if he found her accordant, he meant to take the present time by the top and instantly break with you of it. Is this not the weirdest thing that he's just like why did Shakespeare even put this in here?
This feels almost like maybe it wasn't put in by Shakespeare.
Oh, my dude overheard one of my random guys overheard this whole thing. What? Why is that in there?
And it's all just so. And he says, "A good sharp, who?" And he's like, "Who is it? A good sharp fellow. I'll send you for him. Ask and question him if you will. No, we will hold him as it is a dream till it appear itself. But I will acquaint my daughter with all that she may be better prepared for an answer. If peradventure this be true, go and tell her of it. Cousins, you know what you have to do. Oh, cry you mercy, friend. Go you with me, and I will use your skill. Good cousin." I think we cut this whole scene.
I think the whole scene goes.
Yeah, it doesn't have any place here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to actually see some dramaturgy about it. Actually, what does the Arden say about this whole scene? I wonder, because it's so pointless. No, it has no information. I'm gonna have to Google it because it's very silly. Should I Google it right now? I'm going to.
It's just so goofy, man.
Keyboard. What is this? Act 1, Scene 2. Oh, let's see what the AI summary says. The primary point is to introduce a crucial misunderstanding where Leonardo, based on information from his brother Antonio, believes that Prince Don Pedro is interested in marrying his daughter to Hero, when in reality it's Claudio who loves her, setting the stage for the central conflict of the play based on misinterpretations. Do you think that's accurate?
That sounds pretty smart.
That Don Pedro is in love with Hero. What's the... Does he... It's been a long time since I've read this play or been in this play or seen this play, but I don't remember there being a whole lot of conflict about whether it's Claudio or Pedro that he's trying to set up with his daughter. The prince discovered to Claudio that he loved my niece, your daughter, and meant to...
Here's what I say. I say that when we start cutting Act 2 and we cut the party scene,
Yeah.
we make a decision of whether we need that in there or
Yep.
not. And for right now, we say no.
I agree.
This is so fucking weird. I'm just thinking about how do I even stage that? As maybe just I don't know. I hate everything about it. I hate everything about it.
So we'll come back to... We'll come back to this one later. Yeah. Because that may be a whole plot point that you can eliminate in the end. Ugh! Now it's my very favorite scene in the whole play.
Bro, how about yourself, Conrad?
What the good year, my lord? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore, the sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessing brings it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I wonder that thou, being, as thou sayest thou art, born under Saturn, goest about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. Eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure. Sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his hue.
Yeah, but you must not make the full show of this, till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath ta'en you newly into his grace, where it is impossible you should take true root, but by the fair weather that you make yourself. It is needful that you frame the season to your own harvest.
I'd rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace, and it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. In this, though I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man, it must not be denied, but I am a plain dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a clog. Therefore I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. For I use it only. Who comes here? What news, Baracchio?
I think I love, this is my favorite scene. These are my two favorite boys. I don't want to cut any of it, but a lot of it needs to go. IMO.
Yeah. I honestly hate cutting it because I think it's all so good and a lot of it's like so useful. But again, I think about the cuts of this that I've done. It never is quite so bloated.
Yeah. Like, line 6 here, Don John. I wonder that thou, being as thou sayest thou art, born under Saturn. Nobody knows what that means. Goest about to apply a moral medicine to a mortifying mischief. Love it. Perfect. I don't think people care about it. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, smile at no man's jests, eat when I have stomach, and wait for no man's leisure, sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business, laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor. I think we can cut like 3 of those items in that chain. I think, if not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance. I cannot hide what I am.
That's what I think.
Mm-hmm. And then, I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, smile at no man's jests, laugh when I am merry, claw no man in his humor. What are your thoughts there?
So cutting out sleep when I am drowsy and tend to no man's business.
I would cut, let's see. Must be sad when I have cause, smile at no man. I would cut, eat when I have stomach, wait for no man's leisure, sleep when I am drowsy, and tend on no man's business. I would do the line, I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. Laugh when I am merry, and claw no man in his humor.
I want 3 for rule of 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would leave tend on no man's business. or wait for no man's leisure. One of them that depends on other people doing stuff. I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause, and smile at no man's jests. Tend no man when his business. Laugh when I am merry. I think that's too many.
I'm gonna keep all 4 of them for right this second.
You're keeping the whole thing. I cannot hide what I am.
I must be sad when I have cause, smile at no man's jest, eat when I have stomach, wait for no man's leisure, sleep when I am drowsy, tend on no man's business, laugh when I am merry, and claw no man's yes. Then it's because it's bookended by sad and laugh, right?
Yeah.
Sad and merry. And then in the middle the things are like the things that you have to do to live, right? I don't know. We'll see. We'll go through. And but you must not make the full show of this till you may do it without controlment. You have of late stood out against your brother, and he hath taken you newly into his grace, where it is impossible you should take root by the fair weather you make yourself. It is needful that you frame the season for your own harvest. And that last sentence is the one to go.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Even though I think that whole line is going to be a tough one for your actors, depending, and for your audience. The part where it is impossible you should take true root, but by the fair weather you make yourself. I mean, it's not too bad, but it's going to take some thought.
Easily.
Yeah. I think it'll just take a good actor to give it.
It starts a lot of this like garden imagery too.
Yeah. I mean, you have to have it. The canker. Yeah, and the hedge. Yeah. I'd rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace, and it better fits my blood to be disdained of all than to fashion a carriage to rob love from any. In this, though I cannot be said to be a flattering honest man, it must not be denied, but I am a plain-dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle and enfranchised with a clog. Therefore, I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
I think the cut there is probably
carriage.
I'm trusted with a muzzle.
No.
And enfranchised with a clog.
No.
Why not?
Because this is. Have you played this? You've played Don John, right?
No, I've played Conrad, and Barack.
Well, I've played Don John. So, I have opinions. But I have facts here. Facts. He's been on the outs with his brother. They've just made up. He's saying he's trusted with a muzzle. He's enfranchised with a clog. And so he's not gonna. He's saying like, my brother, if I was really in his grace, you know, he wouldn't be treating me like a prisoner, piece of shit. So no, I'm not gonna be happy. So I mean, you could cut those, but then it doesn't explain how Pedro has been actually treating Don John.
I agree with you. I think that it serves a purpose. However, I think that I do not think that the like if I was cutting this for high schoolers, which is kind of what I'm thinking about, of like the common audience, the audience I want to be able to interpret it, is like your average fucking like late Gen Z or early Gen Alpha. Like,
And this is where you said at the start of the thing that you don't want to make somebody like feel like they've not done the part. I think you're removing agency from Don John. You're just saying you're making him. It cannot be said that I'm a flattering, honest man. It must not be denied. I am a plain dealing villain. He just is. Well, this is why. Like, if you want a one-dimensional Don John, cut it. If you want to give your actor a reason for his actions, leave it in.
when
Your face right now.
when my actor is fighting for their life in rehearsal over these lines, I'm going to call you
Okay.
on the way home from rehearsal that night.
Listen.
Just tell you like
I will
that poor girl was crying.
I will be your Don John's personal coach. Like, we will get through it together. It's,
Okay, that's an official use of a veto that you have used. I think that you defended it enough to get the veto. I don't know how many more vetoes there will be. We'll see.
We'll see.
You know, at the end of the day, it's one sentence. So
It's one fucking massive sentence. It's the world's longest sentence. But it really doesn't. It's not that. Are you like? Why do you hate it? What's your beef with this sentence?
I think it's a really good line. I just don't think it's easy. I don't think it's easy to get or perform.
I think it's both easy to get and perform.
Well, then, like two halves of America will have to agree to disagree.
Shit.
But, because I don't think it's like necessarily hard, but it's like, and you're right, it does serve a purpose, and it serves a purpose right there in a really weird it's like it is an exit off of the ham-fisted highway of I'm a plain dealing villain. If I had a mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. Like, but it is like the nougat of substance in this man.
Yeah,
So,
but why
like,
you think it's the exit? What are you talking about? It's the exit.
On a highway of ham-fistedness.
What
like,
do you think is ham-fisted in this scene?
Though I cannot be said to be a flattering, honest man, it must not be denied, but I am a plain dealing villain.
This is because, listen, I don't think that anything about, I don't think anything about that is ham-fisted. I think when I read it, like, yeah, I deserved to be mistreated. I'm not an honest person. But if he's actually forgiven me, then he should act as though he has forgiven me. Like, just because I'm forgiven by my brother doesn't mean that, like, I have to be happy. Like, I want actual care from this man, you know? So I think, though it cannot be said that I'm a flattering, honest man, he's being honest there. That is honesty from him. It must not be denied. I am a plain dealing, like, that's him. Like, well, it must be so because this is the way I'm still being treated. Like, I don't think he's saying I am a plain dealing villain. I think he's like realizing, like, and trying to impart to Conrad, like, they're still treating me like a villain, so I must be one. So I don't think there's ham-fist in here at all. And I think that...
I mean, so maybe ham-fistedness was too harsh of a term choice. Very, like, direct. But I like your interpretation of it right there. I cannot count on other actors making that same interpretation. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
this is where you need to get your director hat out, and when they, I guess, inevitably deliver a terrible performance in rehearsals, you tell them, you take them aside and you say, "Hey," you slide my card over to them.
I'm like, yo, just text this number. Tell them that you're playing Don John in this production. They'll know. They'll pick you up in a Model S Tesla at this intersection at 8:13 a.m. tomorrow.
What if I did? What if I just kidnapped your Don John?
Yeah, no, I've worked it into the schedule that Don John is out for the next 4 days.
Oh, God. Can you imagine doing like a full week-long retreat for Don John? Like,
Yes, I can.
the like least important character
He's
in the
not
play.
even- No, not the least. It would be funnier if we had if here's now the sketch is like we're all gonna have a week-long retreat to like study our parts with like actors who have played these parts. And, you know, it's like, you know, you're going with like Sir Ian, you're going with like James Judy Dench, Messenger. You're going with Billy Crystal.
I actually love this. Actually, can you imagine like conventions where all of these like Shakespearean thespians go to like meet up and you know, whatever, but then they like split off into who's playing. Like, can just picture yourself in a room full of Jakes.
Yeah.
Like, they're all just like crying silently to themselves. Like a room full of touchstones. They all kill each other.
Yeah.
Like,
Bro.
room full of Don Johns. They all like try to get into a fight, but then like, oh, at the last minute, no, I can't. Too pretty.
I like imagine the smell of the room full of Falstaffs.
Because they're either method acting or just really well cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just picture it.
It's easy if you try.
Should we keep reading?
I certainly don't want to go past 10, but I do want to finish this scene.
We can finish
So
this
we'll
scene.
Finish the first act.
Yeah, let's finish this scene. I'd rather be a canker in a hedge than a rose in his grace, blah, 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 blah. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. Who comes here? What news, Baraccio?
I came yonder from a great supper. The prince your brother is royally entertained by Leonardo, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage. That's the first Shakespeare line I ever delivered professionally on stage. By the way.
Aww. Sweet baby.
The first one I ever gave. I came yonder from a great supper. The prince your brother is royally entertained by Leonardo, and I can give you intelligence of an intended marriage.
I wonder what my first line was. Let's see. I have too many plays. What play was that? What color was Taming?
Green.
Nope.
It's a light green.
Oh, this is so heavy.
It's like a pastel, I believe.
It's blue.
And
It's the Tranio show.
yeah.
All right, my first professional Shakespeare. This is why I don't remember my first professional Shakespeare line. Are you prepared?
I'm so
Gentle master mine, I am in all affected as yourself. Glad that you thus continue your resolve to suck the sweets of sweet philosophy. Only, good master, while we do admire this virtue and this moral discipline, let's be no stoics nor no stocks, I pray. No profit grows where there is no pleasure ta'en. In brief, sir, study what you most affect.
When you talked about sucking the sweet, sweet suck, I remembered urine. You know what I mean? The sweet, sweet suck.
Yeah, sweet suck.
Oh, that's
Anyway.
a good one. That's a good first line. That's like
Study.
like a first line. That's a line.
And that wasn't even like my first professional Shakespeare. That was like my second play ever.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You came yonder from a great supper. Will it serve for any model to build mischief on? What is he for a fool that betroths himself to unquietness?
Mary, it is your brother's right hand.
Who, the most exquisite Claudio?
Even he.
A proper squire, and who? And who? Which way looks he?
Mary, on Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonato.
A very forward match chick. How came you to this?
Being entertained for perfumer, as I was, smoking in a musty room, comes the prince and Claudio hand in hand in sad conference. I whipped me behind the arras, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food to my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my overthrow. And if I can cross him any way, I bless myself every way. You are both sure and will assist me?
To the death, my lord.
Then let us to the great supper. Their cheer is the greater that I am subdued. Would the cook were in my mind. Shall we go prove what's to be done?
We wait upon your lordship. Would the cook were of my mind.
Yeah.
What purpose does that serve?
I don't think any. I think delete it.
Bye.
And I also think forward march chick can go.
I agree. How came you to this? Also, I don't know if you noticed, but when you said come, while in that line, I came twice. I was like, oh.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, that was me coming twice, because you said come.
Good.
Uh,
I mean, literally, we have the line, Mary, it is your brother's right hand. Like, come on. I mean, don't. I mean, yeah.
Should cut the exquisite Claudio line. Even he. Straight to the right hand. Okay, I think I'm happy with that, dude. All of that is 23 pages. All of that is still shorter than scene 1 was initially, and we're done with Act 1. So, I'm pretty good with that.
Yeah, that was a good meaty cut.
Yeah, and I feel like that Act 1 legit will run in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, I bet it would. I'm wondering now also, being entertained for a perfumer, as I was smoking in a musty room, comes me, the prince, and Claudio, hand in hand in sad conference. I whipped me behind the arras, and there heard it agreed upon that the prince would woo Hero for himself, having obtained her, give her to Count Claudio.
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna see And as the event stamps them, they're a good cover. Who told you this? A good sharp fellow I will send for him. No, no, we will hold it as a dream till it appear itself. Was Baraccio, is he playing both sides?
Would Baracchio be Antonio's man?
I don't know. A good sharp fellow. A man. Oh, okay. Check out the Arden. Line 9, man, i.e. servant. Presumably this is the same conversation overheard more accurately by Baraccio as well. So either Baraccio's playing both sides, or
he just hears it at the same time.
He's with someone else. Where were they? Discovered? They were in a thick pleached alley in mine orchard. That doesn't make sense. They're in an orchard. And now Baraccio is smoking out a musty room. Someone's lying. Where were they really? They were really before Leonato's house. They were outside.
Yeah, they've...
So neither of them are... neither of these are where the thing actually happened.
What would be really funny, and this isn't applicable at all, this is like our 2021, if we had a time machine and can prevent COVID and shit, is like Baracchio being at that like opening party, like hiding, and like Claudio and Don Pedro just like chain smoking the whole scene. You know? That's how I wanted to do it, because it was set in 1920 was what ours was, and like the war coming home from was, well, it was set in 1918, right? It was like the idea, it was like the end of World War One.
Just in time for a pandemic.
Yeah.
Great.
Like literally crazy.
So that was your fault. COVID was like method acting for the world.
It was literally life imitating hypothetical art.
Yeah.
Like,
good.
But that's my only thought there, is that, boy, wouldn't it be cool if they were smoking?
I just want to know where these people are hiding behind heiresses and in orchards and overhearing a conversation. And so Antonio's man had it wrong, but was actually possibly in the location where the thing happened. Baraccio has the story correct, knows what happened, but was somewhere else.
Was in a musty, smoky room.
Make it make sense.
I can't tell you. And like there's no heiress outside anywhere.
Do we keep the line then with the heiress and everything? Like, or does that just show that Baraccio's a lying piece of shit?
See, to me, it's like you can't really cut it, right?
Yeah.
Like you could cut being entertained for a perfumer as I was smoking in a musty room.
Yeah,
But
you could say, I heard it agreed upon that the prince would woo here, but, like, you need the story.
yeah,
What the fuck? And how do I, somebody's written about this, for sure. How do I find the research that someone has done on this continuity error? And is it a continuity error, or is it Shakespeare being a genius somehow? I don't know.
I mean, you could cut that whole line. You could cut the "How came you to this" and just go, "Marion Hero, the daughter and heir of Leonardo. Come, come, let us thither. This may prove the food to my displeasure."
Yeah. Unless they're still talking about it as they're walking around the house, rehashing the plan. But
Yeah.
that's silly.
My whole thought is like, yeah, maybe like if I was like shooting this on on film, maybe I would have them by a window and he was like in the smoky room
Oh.
on the other side of the window or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why he's whipping himself behind the arras
Yeah.
to get closer to the window.
Oh, whipping myself. Whipping myself up in the arras.
No! Yes! Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh my god, I was whipping so hard behind that arras.
I think we should do a Shakespeare where it's just entirely inappropriate.
Oh my god, you're gonna make me come thither?
Yeah.
I'm done.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food
Food.
to my displeasure.
Food, hard stop.
Ah,
Come. This may prove food.
no.
It's on knees.
No.
Oh, thank you, viewer.
Yeah. Oh my god. Christ. When do we want to cut scene or act 2? When do we want to meet up for that?
Was tomorrow the next day?
Uh,
Available?
tomorrow I have a class
Wednesday?
until 8:30. Wednesday, I could do Wednesday.
Sweet.
And I can do Thursday.
We can do both of those days.
So Wednesday we'll do. Oh man, what will we do? Scene 2 or scene 1 is long. Oof.
Yeah, I was looking through it. There are some fucking long scenes because scene 1 is like 300 lines.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I don't have page numbers on here. Boo, hiss. 100 lines. 17 lines.
2-1 looks
152 lines.
2-1 is like 10% longer than 1-1 was.
Yeah. So let's try to at least get through 2-1. But I think on Wednesday we could.
I feel like the shit coming up is going to be much more submissive and cuttable.
Yeah, I think we can do all of Act 2 on Wednesday.
That's what I'm thinking. And then 3 is honestly really short.
A lot of verse though.
4 is god damn, dude. There's a 300-line fucking scene in every act of this play except 3.
Let's just focus on Act 2 on Wednesday, and we'll cross those bridges later.
Dude, thank you so much for helping. That was tremendous.
You know, I miss doing this so much.
Me too.
Ugh.
You should come be in this play.
That'd be amazing. I wonder if I could.
You've got a place to crash if you want to. It's at Caleb and Rain's house.
That's true. They've told me. I have my own bedroom there.
Mm-hmm.
Look at my sweet little peen. It's a double peen. Look at that thing.
That is a nice penis.
It's really good.
Speaking of peen, I'm gonna go bleed mine of urine.
You're gonna bleed your peen?
Bleed my peen of urine. Chat, if you watched any of this, or if you're watching this in the future, I just want to thank you for stopping by, loving Shakespeare on behalf of Ris, and the cool stuff they do on this channel. You can hit subscribe.
That's true.
I have. You can ring the bell for notifications. I've also done that.
Yeah.
I recommend you do both, and we'll see you next time. And that's a yawning, gaping penis.
Isn't it so cute, though? Look at that baby.
Oh my gosh. I know that came in late because I was watching the cat cam on the stream, which is like delayed. But it was so sweet. I love you. Thank you so much.
I love you too.
I'll talk to you Wednesday.
Yeah, I'll see you Wednesday. Thank you for inviting me to help you with this. This is great. It's getting me back into it. I literally haven't looked at a Shakespeare in like a year now. So
I haven't looked at a Shakespeare since we did Henry IV and King Richard. Like, honestly.
Yeah, I think I did a Midsummer after that.
Yeah.
And if I never look at Midsummer ever again, I'm satisfied.
Well, I'm angling to do As You Like It next year with this group, and then it's probably Midsummer. So you probably have 2 years before you have to look at Midsummer again, but I will need you to help me cut that one.
Okay, fine.
Awesome.
All right, ciao.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.